Hello. Today we're doing June 4th, even though it's June 5th. Yes, another day where I'm behind. It's been exhausting lately. Absolutely exhausting. I promise I'm going to do 2 videos right next to each other. Just chop, 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 chop. Get it all done. Today I wanted to talk about dreams. Some people get this idea of interpreting your dreams. And there's, of course, a couple of views. There's some that believe that every single dream has this deep, complex meaning in your life. Whether that is to telling you your future or struggle with who you are as a person. Then there's other times where dreams just seem to be completely random. It's hard for me to say that they have any meaning. There are dreams where I feel that God is trying to tell you something. But dream situations, there's literally books about it, trying to decipher them. And it kind of reminds me of Freud and his obsession with how everything has to mean something subconsciously. It also reminds me of concepts like numerology, the idea that every single number has some meaning. And in the Bible, you see people trying to do that. And while there is meanings to numbers in certain circumstances and situations, it's only there when it's there. It's not something that's universal. The Rat Shack and Benny and then somebody in the Fiery Furnace, the number 4 doesn't have any necessarily meaning there in terms of the actual number. But when people are looking, it's like I said, when it comes to the Bible isn't hiding anything. But if you're looking for something, you're going to find it. In the same way, if you look at every circumstance and situation, you can create something out of it that isn't necessarily there. Listen, if you're having fun over-examining something, that's fine. Over-examine, have your fun, but know that there's a difference between doing that stuff for fun or entertainment or see what you find and 100% believing it. Eventually you're going to come to a point where your belief in something like this can actually hurt you as well as hurt the people around you. One of the best examples is the many times over the years that people have said that the end of the world is coming for various reasons. A lot of them have some reasoning behind it. And so they go out in the middle of nowhere, they've sold everything they are, and they just sit and wait and nothing happens. Who knows how many people have ruined their lives doing that kind of stuff. There's people who see their purpose and existence and all this stuff. And it's especially mushy when it comes to concepts and ideas of God. But God's in any religious sense and idea. The moment you start attaching purpose, you start running into hardships. That doesn't mean that God doesn't have a purpose in our life, but purpose is one of those things that's kind of fuzzy. Because sometimes God's purpose for you is to fail. God has so much more complicated situations. And in some ways, even the little things that we do on a regular basis are part of God's plan. We might not see it necessarily that way. When we think of a meaning in life or a purpose, we think of this like either one single situation where you will change the world or make a difference in one person's life or something like that. Or we see it as like a career, a career that you're going through every day and you're making a difference. But our lives themselves have a purpose in what we're doing right now and the situations around us. It says in the Bible, that good trees produce good fruit and bad trees produce bad fruit. And in the same way, when we're doing what is right, we're doing things for God, and that's our purpose. Anyway, I better think of an idea for the next video that I'm going to do, definitely in a couple of minutes. Maybe. So, until then, enjoy. Listen, you can't expect me to come up with something good every single time. How much pressure it is that the non-existent people or people that maybe exist in the future that watch this video, I don't even know. All my imagination